Should you ask her out on a second date right at the end of the first date? The short answer is yes, and I will explain to you why in this video. To those of you who are new to this channel, I want to formally introduce myself. My name is Svetlana Mucha and I'm the founder, the dating coach and the leading matchmaker at Diolli.com. Diolli.com is a premium boutique matchmaking service, and since 2008 we introduced truly romantic, open-minded and special singles who believe that love knows no borders and no nationalities. And this channel we talk about love, about dating, about flirting, about international dating in particular, and of course I share with you dating stories. So let's jump into our topic. You're having the first date. Should you ask the lady out on a second date right at the end of this date, or should you wait? My advice is to actually ask her out on a second date, and usually if the first date was not terrible, it was okay, it was good enough, then I definitely recommend to go out on a second date. Second dates are usually more relaxed and way more fun than the first one, and one date is usually not enough to understand whether you are compatible, whether there can be more. First date has a lot to do with the visual aspect. You try to understand whether she looks like her pictures. If you have met online, she tries to do the same. And you try to understand whether you have been sincere with each other in your dating profiles. If, for example, age or marital status or height and weight, if everything was accurate. And it has a lot to do with the looks. And of course, you can't build a relationship based purely on physical attraction, but it should be there. Second dates usually are more relaxed because you have seen each other, no one ran away screaming, and you can actually do more talking. You can actually discuss more topics, because to really like a person, you have to get to know a person. And don't forget that this is a two-way street. And for a lady to really like you and to give you these vibes that she finds you interesting, that she is intrigued, that she is curious to know you better, she also needs this time to get to know you better, to open up more qualities that she likes about you, to find more things that you two share in common. So the logical ending of the first date is to thank a lady for a date, to tell her that you have enjoyed the date, of course if you have actually enjoyed the date, and to ask her out on a second date. Because keeping someone second guessing whether you like a date or not, it won't make her think of you as someone mysterious or someone more interesting. No, actually, if you ask her out straight away, first of all, it's harder to say no. And who knows, perhaps she will return back home, she will think about it, and she will think that, I didn't like Michael that much, because Peter was taller, maybe I shouldn't go with him, or he didn't ask me about this or that, perhaps he is not that interested, I shouldn't go with him. So you don't want her to start second guessing, to start doubting you, herself, the date, etc. So when emotions are still high, ask her out on a second date. Also, chances are high if you haven't asked her on a second date, she will come back home, talk to her roommate, to her mother, to her friend, go to the office the next day. Or, for example, she opens Tinder again because you haven't texted her after the date, and she swipes right or left again, and voila, she is out on a date with another man. If you have managed to give a proper first impression, you caught her interest, keep it. Do your best to keep the results you have managed to build. Ask her out. Second date, it's not a guarantee that there will be continuation. It's not a guarantee that there will be a third date. But at least after 2 dates, you will have a better perspective about who she is, how she reacts to you, and you will give her a chance to get a better perspective on you, your attitude to different situations, to cover more topics. Dating is a process, and usually men who fall for this mistake when they decide to dismiss a lady because there is something they didn't like about her during the first date. They didn't like a certain answer, or for example, she has showed up wearing her hair up and he preferred her wearing her hair down as at her pictures, and he dismisses her. He says that no, I don't want to go out on a date with her because I didn't like this. Instead of concentrating on things you didn't like, try to think about things that you actually have enjoyed about your date. Too often people concentrate on one, two things that they find less attractive, or that didn't meet their expectations, or that didn't fit into that perfect mold they have created in their head, and they miss a chance to actually get to know a great candidate. So I strongly recommend to ask her out on a second date. It is a logical ending of the first date. It will be harder for her to say no to your invitation because emotions are still high and you two are still there, and you kind of book that time, you make some plans, so you set that date, and chances are slimmer that after the date with you, she will jump on Tinder or any other dating app because, well, she has some plans with you, she has a date. I hope it was helpful, and I want to wish fantastic first and second dates. Don't forget to press like and to subscribe to this channel, because twice per week for 7 years already we share with you practical dating tips and advice that actually work, and dating stories. Also, you can support our channel by becoming a sponsor, by also pressing a special button. I'm wishing you lots of love. Svetlana Mucha, especially for Diolli.com from Munich, Germany.